All right, Tesla update here on the 25th. Up 8% today. In typical Tesla fashion, running hard against the sentiment. Everyone is bearish and it's running hard against that. There's no real reason for this to be running other than the fact that it is finishing off. It looks like a C wave now. It has broken above this. So we can go ahead and eliminate the triangle, obviously. We can't eliminate the ending diagonal yet, though, because this can still be ABC, ABC right here, still making a lower high compared to 292. So this can still be a wave 2 here of an ending diagonal. If that's the case, I would probably expect to be about finished. Maybe it goes up here to 285, the top of this candle right here. I mean, there's a small gap right there at 278. It just filled. Could have topped out right here at 280. I would say somewhere in this range because again, you have the 200 DMA up here. Let's go over the 200 DMA. So the 200 DMA is right here. And it's now above the 50. You have the 100 way up here. So 200 is going to be the line in the sand for many different reasons, because it could break the top of this at 292. So I'm watching this count right here for bearish, this being wave 4, this being wave 1, wave 2. And then the other count I'm going to be watching is going to be wave 5 ended right here. And we're just starting a corrective move up. This would end up being likely ABC to a maximum of 312. And could be a third wave, but I don't think so. Just based on the overall market where it's at, I don't think so. So I'm just saying ABC. It looks to me like this could be a third wave of a third wave. We'll have to see. Or it's just the fifth wave. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pullback. I would say it's probably a fifth wave though, just based on where the 200 DMA is at. And so this moves kind of like in uncharted territory because you don't have any supply up here. The only thing you have is a 200 DMA. You do have a demand zone here at 242 to 229. So either this is going to come to an end up in here and we're going to go down to lower lows for a diagonal. It could run to 312 and just be a second wave retrace or a B wave. Or the third possibility is you get an ABC move up here, you chop down here to 240, and then go higher after that. So we've eliminated the triangle. The diagonal is still possible, but we'll have to see. It can't go. I don't think it can go past basically 285. If it goes past 285, it pretty much invalidates the diagonal, I think. So that is Tesla. Let's go over. I was looking at UNH down big today. Thinking about starting to maybe buy some long-term calls on this. I'm not a huge fan of the company, but I mean, this stock's down considerably, and also you have, they're starting to buy calls here. They've bought like 5 million 350 calls for 115.27. So I would probably buy that far out as well. I don't want anything near term because who knows how long they'll keep this down, but I think 2 years is about right. One thing to point out though, it is in a weekly demand zone here. We're in a weekly demand zone right here. But monthly demand is down here at 345 all the way to 321. And if you look where the 1.61 fib is on the log chart, it's at 350. But then you have demand here at 345 to 320. On the regular chart, it's all the way down here at 320. So this could be going all the way to 350. If that happens, then you might be looking at this being A, B, C, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see where the max is here, though. So the max move is 315. On the log chart, 350. So I think buying here might be a little bit early, but it might be good just to scale into some calls for 2027 all the way down here to 350. We'll have to see what happens. It's a very interesting chart, and the stock is pretty cheap now. I was just looking at the fundamentals. It's a pretty cheap stock. So it's below all moving average here. Next moving average is here at the 100 on the monthly at 371. Third stock I'm looking at is, that I've been just following now, is Webull. And everyone's complaining about this stock, but it's pretty obvious. I had this drawn a long time ago. There's a gap right here. They gap it up here. They get everybody to FOMO, blah, 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 blah. And then they drop it down to here. And then this is where you want to buy. So I'm looking to buy here between 1660 and 974 potentially. But I'm not going to buy until there's a reversal. I'm not going to just blindly buy here probably. I'll probably wait for it to get into this zone, reverse, and then maybe buy the retrace. Just saying, this is probably going to be the area you want to buy. If it comes all the way down here to 13, I'd probably start a position at that point. So I have some alerts here for it breaking 20 or breaking 16 right now. Don't really care about the overall pattern right now, because on these stocks, when they get IPOs and they gap up, a lot of times they'll stay down for like a year or two. Like look at Rivian. That kind of move, and then it just for years is down. And that's probably the same thing that's going to happen here, but you could get a nice bounce out of this zone. Google. So Google hit the top of this zone. I'm thinking Google could also be in a second wave of a diagonal. This is likely 3, 4. This makes more sense, I think, than this being an A wave. 1 of 5. This would be 2 of 5, similar to Tesla. And then we get 3, 4, 5 down here, because I don't think that this is going to go down much lower after that earnings report. But I could see it going down to like 130 maybe. So maybe it comes down here to like 136, bounces, has one more low if it's a diagonal. The other possibility is that this is an A wave. Assuming it's finished, it's probably finished. It came into this demand zone, hit the top of this zone, and came down. We'll have to see, but there is demand down here at 154. So the second possibility is, and then it just keeps on going higher after that. So either a diagonal, or it's going to probably pull back here to 155 and then move higher after that. If it moves higher here going forward without pulling back, which is possible because SPY has not hit this zone yet, then I'd be cautious, because it still would be hitting the 1.61 fib here at 175. So, and 175 though would break this high, so that would get rid of this being a second wave. There isn't really any good supply zones on this. It's similar to Tesla, actually. There's no supply zones here, but it does have a demand zone. Same thing on Tesla. Tesla, there's a demand zone pullback. Let's see, what else? Let's just go over SPY. So SPY has demand here between 519 and 529. Has daily supply 555 to 567 within a bigger weekly supply zone. And that's why, I mean, the longer that I do supply and demand, it might be the most important, one of the most important technical things I look at, because it makes it very simple. Demand, buy, supply, sell. And so here, I'm not doing anything. There's nothing to do here. I'm not going to go down on like the 5-minute time frame and try to trade on 0 date expiration options. I kind of see that as, I don't know, I think it's kind of stupid, because you're going to end up losing a bunch of money and then you're going to end up making a bunch of money. It's going to be back and forth. Just easier to let it come down here and buy farther out options and then just make money on that. So right now, doing nothing. If it falls back down here, I'm buying. If it comes up in here, I'm selling. Pretty easy. As far as the count goes, you know, I saw a count the other day from this account on Twitter. I'm not really, oh, that's already broken, never mind. I was gonna say a triangle. The triangle doesn't really make any sense anymore. It doesn't really make that much sense anymore. I think just coming up here to 555 makes the most sense at this point. Just being an ABC move. So we have, again, A, B, and then we have the C wave probably getting up into like 560, 570. On QQQ, it's pretty much the same thing. Although it just hit the supply zone today, but the daily supply is at 480. So I think this can hit 480 to 487 before heading down again. So yeah, I'm typically, I'd say overall, I'm pretty bearish. Short-term bullish for sure. I think we can like run for maybe another week through the earnings. We'll see how the earnings impact everything. Like if Apple was able to go all the way up here to 220 pre-earnings, then I'd be pretty bearish, because it would be 170 straight to 220. I'm taking my profits up there, and I'm ready for earnings for a pullback. So that's my breakdown of Tesla, Bull, UNH, Apple, QQQ, and SPY, and Google. Tesla's up here at 282 now, so it is running higher. I want to see if this can break 285.92. Can it break 285.92? And can it break 292? That is really the line in the sand for being bearish, to be honest, because you have the 200 DMA right there. If it can break above 292 and close above it, it never closed above it here actually. If it can close above it, that'd be very bullish. I don't think it's going to. It has no reason to. Then again, these moves don't really have any reason anymore with Tesla. They're pretty much just all hype moves. And it seems like this stock is pretty much just runs on the opposite of whatever retail is thinking. So if retail is bearish, then it's probably going to go up. If retail is bullish, it's probably going to go down. This move right here was already so far ahead. Like, let's see. Within 7 days, it went from 240 to 350, 360. And then this part was easy to call, but that was a pretty quick move too. It was done. It was a little bit longer, I guess. Just saying, these moves happen quick. They'll be done in like a month. So if this did end up being a bull move, it'd probably be at 312 by early next week. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't see any reason for it to happen. And I still think the diagonal makes a lot of sense, but we'll see. So that's the update for today. Actually, last thing is look at the options. Look at Tesla. Let's look at below the bid. So 5.2, 280 calls. They are selling a ton of those. That doesn't matter. That's too far out. Let's actually change the expiration. I just want to see short term. Okay, so they're selling a ton of calls at 280. There you go, 280, and then they are, and that's actually not good. This is all short term. That's all bearish. They're all selling those calls. But they are buying calls too. So they're not doing anything with puts right now. I could actually do a net. The net, it looks like it's 18 million. So yeah, all calls on Tesla. There's 0 puts on this. So it doesn't tell me that much, but the thing is, all the calls that are being bought, pretty much, no, I can't say that. They have a $3 million call right here. We'll see what happens with Tesla. Not really giving it away. Last thing is SPY. I want to look at SPY and then. So short term, 516, 520 put, selling a 52, 525 put, 430, 560. That tells you right there. This is probably going to go up short term. So 560. Another one, 52, 525. And then they're buying calls. So it's bullish. It's bullish overall. I think that we're going to go up to 560. And then that's probably going to be the spot to sell. So that's the update for today. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates, and I'll catch you in the next video.